This is everything that happened during the first round of Roland Garros. Starting with Novak Djokovic, who versed the wildcard Herbert and beat him in straight sets. The Frenchman did a good job in forcing a tiebreaker on the second set and making the game closer than he should have for the Serbian. His opponent in the second round, Spaniard Baena, took on the local Lestin. Baena won in 4 sets. He has a difficult second round matchup though. A favourite with the fans, Monfils, beat Wild 6-2, 3-6, 6-3, 6-4. Last year, it was knocked out in the second round, making it as far as the semi-finals back in 2008. He's been around for a minute. Colombian Daniel Elahi Galan fell short to Italian Musetti in straight sets, while Argentinian Queirondolo advanced in straight sets to German Hanfmann, our lucky loser. For those that don't know, that's someone who loses in qualifiers but gets a spot due to someone withdrawing. He lost in 5 sets after leading 6-4, 6-4 to Austrian Misolik. A disappointing one for the Finnish player Virtanen. Fognini and Tommy Paul won their matches in straight sets. Not much surprise for American Tommy Paul, and a dominant one for Fognini. Taylor Fritz versus another Argentinian, beating him in 4 this time. Fritz has relatively simple matchups in the first 3 rounds. Lajovic won his match in 5 sets, a hard-fought one, 4-6, 7-5, 6-4, 6-7, 6-4. He will have to verse Fritz in the next round. Aussie on Aussie round 1 matchup of Popyrin and Kokkinakis proved a fantastic match in 5 sets. Mannarino had a qualifier in his way, who beat him in 4 sets in surprising fashion. Mannarino took the first set before being completely destroyed in the next 3. Final score was 4-6, 6-2, 6-1, 6-2. Argentinian Echeverri also won his game in similar fashion. Wildcard Walton took on another Frenchman, Rindenech, who won in straight sets against the Australian. 2 qualifiers here of Vacherot and Alves, who took on Davidovic and Casper Ruud, who recently won the 250 in Geneva and could be someone to look out for possibly later on. Ruud won in 3 sets, while the Spaniard Davidovic won his in 4 sets. A highlight match of the round was Nadal's first round exit from Roland Garros, in likely his final time attending the event. It was unfortunately a quick win for Zverev, who is a favourite for the title here in Paris. Unfortunately, it just seems Nadal's body and physical form is no longer up to what it used to be compared to this new generation of stars. Zverev will now verse Goffin, who won his game in 5-set match. Hijikata lost his match in 3 sets to Darderi. Netherlands' Greek Spor will join him in round 2 after winning in 4 sets. Indian Nagal lost to Kachanov in straight sets. A truly lucky loser, Kovalik, was a winner as he won in 4 sets. Italian Coboli won his in 4 sets, going to tiebreaker twice. Holger Rune took on Evans, beating him 6-4, 6-4, 6-4, and will now take on Coboli. Alex de Minaur won his match in speedy style, beating his opponent 6-1, 6-love, 6-2. Struff did quick work of his qualifier opponent in 3 sets, as Bublik also won his in 3. Navone won his in 4, managing a bagel set to close out the match. Borgs was sent home by Mahak in 3 sets. Kecmanovic beat qualifier Monterio in 4 sets, and so did Daniel Medvedev, his opponent in the second round. Rublev won his match in almost identical style. Rublev's second round opponent is Martinez, who won his game in 5 sets. Wildcard Muller won his in 3 sets to Italian Nardi, and the Italian Arnaldi was a winner against French player Fils. Sonego vs Humbert was a 3rd Italian-French matchup in a row. Lots of them this tournament. Sonego won in 4. He will verse Zhang after he won in 4 sets as well. Stefanos Tsitsipas, a man coming off a nice clay season so far, with the title in Monte Carlo and a final in Barcelona, will take on German Daniel after he won his match in 5 sets, winning his tiebreaker 10-6 to finalize his match. He's being rewarded for this with a tough matchup in the second round. The American Ben Shelton will verse Japanese Nishikori after he won in 4 sets, and the Japanese player his in 5. Oger Aliassime won his match in straight sets and will verse qualifier Squire after he came out on top in 5 sets, with the last set decided by a tiebreaker that went 12-10 the Germans' way. Korda beat another French wildcard in 3 sets, along with Kwon, the South Korean player. De Jong was another qualifier that advanced after winning his in 5 sets. It's been a big struggle for these qualifiers, who have all had long games, and those who have advanced have very difficult second round matchups, who usually come off a quick victory. A perfect example of this is De Jong, who is going up against Carlos Alcaraz, who beat the lucky loser, Wolf, without much struggle. Hurkacz beat another qualifier, while a full American matchup ended with Nakashima winning in 4. Down to our final 14 matches, Shapovalov will verse Tiafoe after the American won his match in close style to qualify Bellucci 5 sets, avoiding a worrying first round exit. He usually doesn't do too well in clay, so we'll see how he goes from here. Qualifier, Bergs had quick work of his first game, a very impressive showing. He versus German Martera, who swept aside Australian Thompson with a bagel set to finish the 3-set match. In similar fashion, Marcinson and Dimitrov both swept their opponents. Motet will verse Alexander. Sebastian Baez and Ofner both went to 5 sets. The Argentinian had a difficult time beating the qualifier. Kotov also took 5 sets to beat the Englishman. A pretty nice match for spectators finished quickly. It was Stan Wawrinka versus Andy Murray. 2 players, well past their primes, lasted 3 sets, with Wawrinka having a pretty nice match, 6-4, 6-4, 6-2. And finally, Gasquet, wildcard, won his match in 3 sets, with 2 tiebreakers, while his opponent, Jannik Sinner, won against Eubanks in straight sets, 6-3, 6-3, 6-4. That was all 64 matches from the first round of Roland Garros. The round of 64 recap will be out soon once that round ends. As I go along these recaps, we'll get more in depth with game breakdowns, but for now, thank you.